It's time for the shop report with Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, 1D, 2E Detroit, or you can slide on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. And make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them their BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so. And we will throw it up on the screen. And y'all know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks who wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, it won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
With that being said, joining me on the program today is my cat from up north. Let me get his intro here. Joey James, a.k.a. Double J. Tell the people what you say.
Congratulations, Cleveland. Imani Bates is in the land.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Shout out. Yeah.
Hang on a second. You know what I was thinking about?
Go already.
No. You know what I was thinking about? I literally said this to Megan because I was disgusted that this kid playing again, between Detroit and in like Ann Arbor. I'm closer to Ann Arbor, of course, but Ypsi and Ann Arbor are right next to each other. So
Ypsilanti.
Yep. And
okay.
So I'm 10 minutes from there, and I'm about 30 minutes going the other way. So they were that close. So if I had tickets to both, you're telling me none of those guys, and that was the thing. I would see scouts there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he was being watched all year long, especially after he scored the 29 straight or whatever it was. And I said to myself, I cannot believe they didn't trade up after they did whatever trade they did before that.
You talking about the Cavs?
No, the Pistons. Because they knew it had been rumored for a while they were going to grab him in the second round.
Yeah,
and
got you.
When they had traded out with the essentially the 31st pick, I was like, okay, maybe they'll jump back in for pretty much nothing. It's not going to cost a whole lot to get in there that late. And I said, don't let it get to Cleveland, because I knew if it got there, that's it. That was where he was going. And so when it ultimately happened, I said to myself, how many MAC schools are in the state of Ohio?
A few. Kent, Akron, Bowling Green, Ohio University, my alma mater, shout out, Bobcats. Miami of Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger.
Did you say Toledo yet?
Toledo. Oh, wow. Yeah, Toledo. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Boss. No, that's Indiana.
Not Indiana.
Indiana. Yeah.
So my point is,
like most of the MAC schools are from Ohio.
They can have their own division.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So the Cavs got to see him about as frequently as I did.
Yeah, I got you. So they already knew from the okay, I got you. He was in their back pocket, so to speak.
That when he went off like that, it was in the state of Ohio, and it was not far away.
Oh, okay, got you.
So
they already knew they was gonna grab him if he was there or available or whatever. They already knew they was gonna grab him, and I'm glad they did.
But now keep this in mind. Look at the guys he had played against that were drafted before him. I did not know Gigi Jackson was coming out. I had told you that I had watched Imani against South Carolina, and Gigi Jackson had reclassed and came in maybe a little too early. I thought the coach should have been fired, but that's a different story. And then they had a former Ohio State player, supposedly, I think, related to LeBron, that transferred there too. So I knew this kid had, this was quality in that respect. That
Right.
um,
A worthy
yeah,
adversary, so to speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though their season went very similar to Eastern's as a team,
Yeah.
I just knew that okay, this is a good measuring stick. Um, Things we didn't know. Some of the Florida team that they would play was certainly better than advertised. There were guys that he was going up against. Certainly, look at Michigan, right? He almost won
Yeah.
the game, and you have two
Yeah.
top 15 picks on that in playing against him,
Against him. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and he arguably outperformed both of them.
Yeah.
And that was
The-
my big issue with all of this about how he was being portrayed as a person, equally as much as a basketball player.
well, come on. But oh, I'm getting some feedback from you in my ear, Double J. You got something going on over there? Hello? Yep. I don't know what it is
We'll
either.
try it.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I know you can still hear me there. But yeah, at the end of the day, my only thing with Imani is no question he's a bona fide talent. Let's be real now. The guy was coming out of high school like he wasn't he top 5 recruit or something like that, top 3 or something crazy like that. So he was definitely that guy. But then for whatever reason, and I don't even know all of the details surrounding whatever the hiccup, the bump, and the chuck hole that he hit that was surrounding the life outside off the court, so to speak. And they used that against him, obviously, like they do. Come on, man. The media is about sensationalism. And again, I don't have it prepared for today, but it was supposed to be, and that's my fault. Okay. But God willing, we all able to get back here next Sunday. I have excerpts from a book. The one of the books I'm going to be reading an excerpt from, not this upcoming Sunday, but maybe the following Sunday, is Entertainment Media by Michael J. Parenti. It was one of the books we used when I was in, going to school. I went to OU for journalism or whatever. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, that's their job. They don't care about people, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not, and I'm not patting us on the back or nothing, but unlike us, like if we, in our thread, if we got a family issue, if they're your son or my sons or whatever it is, we like, man, don't worry about showing up that day, that type of deal, because that's first. Them dudes, once they start making a certain amount of money, that's what it's all about, and all the things that come with money. It's not even about, you don't even have a heart no more. So whatever he started, whatever issues were surrounding him, whatever that's all that they blew up, man. And they used that. It hurt his draft stock for whatever reason. But half the stuff was hyperbole.
Well, listen to this. So for those that weren't aware, he had a gun.
Shout out to the Cavs for picking him up.
Well, and this is why I think it's actually the best fit. It personally, that he got out of this area, because the fan base, so remember, his journey kind of started like this. And he played for Ipsy Prep, which was created by his dad.
Right.
Okay. John Morant never did that. Just for context, John Morant never played for his father. He played for other schools.
Gotcha.
That team consisted of Jaden Akins,
right,
who was a top 50, certainly top 100 recruit of that time as well. They went against the Minnesota Chet team that was coached by some of the Gonzaga Nemhard players.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't on Mark Few's staff?
Yep. So that was Nemhard's dad, I believe. And
yeah.
And that took place right down the street at Concordia from the house too. So it was arguably even closer than EMU is. So that pathway already rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because he didn't conform. He wasn't playing with some of the other teams that were, even though he was playing against them, it was not the way that they wanted it to be. They thought, oh, this school's a sham. It's, again, they're against his dad. Again, we're talking about now, once again, a very LeVar Ball type of team at the time, involved parent.
But that's society's problem. Society has it such that if you ain't doing what everybody else is doing, then something is wrong with you. Absolutely. That's all the more reason why I want to do what it is I'm doing, because for you to tell me that, I know you the problem, not me.
He commits to Michigan State. Both of them do. Shortly after that game, Jaden Akins leaves Ipsy Prep and goes to, I believe, Sunrise Christian. Would be Ty Berry, current Northwestern player, was on that roster as well. Once that happened, you knew something was wrong.
Yeah, and
basically, Imani
decommits. Fire smoke.
Yep.
Where there's smoke is fire.
Imani decommits for Michigan State. Then very publicly, you may remember me sending you guys the articles. About kind of the throwing of kind of garbage match between the Michigan State group and Imani and company about why he decommitted.
Yeah.
Obviously, that ultimately lands him with Jalen Duren, current Piston, and a couple other Detroit guys with Larry Brown and Rasheed Wallace and of course Penny Hardaway at Memphis. That doesn't go according to plan.
But let me point out. Well, here's what I've been having to tell people though about why it didn't work out. And I loved Penny as a player, okay, but not every great player is good for being a head coach type of deal. And I ain't no knock on Penny. I'm glad he got the Memphis job and at the time. But Penny tried to turn Imani into him again. Penny tried to make Imani.
Do you remember why Penny took the Memphis job? Why Memphis over any school?
Well, I mean, that was his alma mater, number one.
Well, sure. But was that the reason why?
No, it probably played a role, but it wasn't a major role. You're talking about the main kit and caboodle. I forget. But I mean, he had a friend that had I believe, a terminal illness. That brought him there. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He could have went to a lot of places. He chose not to. Thankfully, of course, Memphis had one, both historically, largely due to himself, and then more recently with Derrick Rose and Calipari, is capable of putting something together. So it wasn't a terrible fit. And obviously, that's where Imani was being seen at Jalen Duren's AAU games, opposite of his future coaching staff as well. So they were playing against, I think, Bradley Beal's team, or he played for Bradley Beal's team. And then, of course, Duren would end up at Eastern too, watching, some of the games. So
we got a comment here. Let's go ahead, finish that thought, and
But basically, so this kid he comes back against Chet again, coincidentally. Gonzaga and Memphis in the NCAA tournament. Duren goes off. Imani plays good, but you could tell he was limited in minutes. It was very kind of frustrating that he didn't. It wasn't who we thought he was at that point.
Yeah.
And then comes the transfer again. Michigan comes into the picture. Not State. Remember, he's already
right.
People.
Right.
He chooses Eastern Michigan. Now, remember, he's from Ypsilanti. He's not from Ann Arbor. That is very a micro kind of. They're one and the same, but yet they're very different.
Yeah.
Very different. And that naturally. Then when he picked up the gun charge, which is no different than Mozzie Smith, except he didn't have an extended clip and a bunch of extra, rounds the way Mozzie Smith did.
Yeah, I mean,
There were countless examples of hypocrisy amongst these two particular fan bases out here. But once they had gotten their opportunity, they seized it. They were
well,
already
of course,
furious with the
of
kid
course.
for not choosing their schools.
Well, listen,
He's going to be a failure and now throw him in jail.
yeah, of course.
And then the Washtenaw County Sheriff probably figured out who he was, truthfully.
Yeah.
They probably weren't thinking because, right, you haven't seen an Eastern player drafted since what, Earl Boykins?
Right. I was getting ready to say that. Yeah. Since Earl
So-
Boykins. Boykins, my bad, y'all. Boykins, my boy. Ooh, Earl, don't get me, man. I know that crossover still got my knees hurting.
So to suggest that, hey, there's this kid in a Mercedes, tinted out Mercedes, driving down, Huron River, chances are he can't be a top, Gatorade player of the year.
Yeah, right.
One of the best players. And so, and by the way, I'm sure there was a mistake made on Imani's end, yes. But how it all happened, well, he wasn't driving erratically, he wasn't speeding, he wasn't doing none of that.
Oh,
He
listen,
was
man. Of course not.
DWB, and anybody who knows.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's okay. But listen, we are here now. All right. And at 49.
So this is why I said all this, because people don't know his real journey.
Shout out to Miss Alva. She said, Izzo said, sorry, bud, but it's not the Imani Bates show. You have to
and that's why Joey Hauser was offered a 2-way contract after the draft.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And shout out. Oh my gosh, look who decided to join the show but not be a part of the group. Okay, hey. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
This kid,
ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you know. That's TJ. Yeah, speaker for whoever it is. LeBron is the GOAT. Yeah, we get it. All right. Well, if that's the case, where's his hay? All right. Who cares, man? Anyway, let me
he put it up there again.
Anyway, yeah, he put it up there again. Anyway, can we officially start the show? All right. First item on the menu, obviously, we're going to get back to the Imani Bates, Cavs, and the NBA draft and
they
some
won
of the
draft
and trades that was made, so to speak. I don't know about all of that. But right now, our first item on the menu is what he said. And this one today is Deion Sanders. Now, let me read something a little to y'all. Y'all know how I like to do, right? I like to read here, okay? Deion Sanders was in the news again. You know what? Right quick, I want to say this too about Sanders. From my understanding, the things I've been reading here, his foot will not have to be amputated. Whew, thank the Lord for that. I don't see how you can handle that. But again, that goes back to his playing days and turf toes and so on and so forth, man. You got to take care of your feet, all right? So if you're one of them folks out there, just right quick sidebar.
Stop hating on the pedicures, all right?
Well, I mean,
look at this.
Yeah, exactly. I think for whatever reason, I think you were trying to take a shot at me saying I need one or something, but we'll talk about that some other time. But what I'm trying to tell you is for all them folks out there who want to say about NFL players, football players in general, but especially NFL players, he can't stay on the field. He always stay hurt. Let me tell you something. Don't say that in front of me or to me, because I'm going to let you have it. I mean, if you want to fight, so be it. I take vitamin C and calcium. So I'm just saying, I don't, to say that without giving consideration or first thinking to, put you to sleep, without giving thought to the nature of the sport of this man's occupation, them injuries take a toll. And look what he's dealing with well after the fact. The man's foot was borderline about to be amputated, okay? So, yeah, shout out to Deion, and they ain't got to get amputated.
So it needs to be written in the next CBA, unlimited foot massages once you retire.
Oh, really? Anyway, I'm gonna make sure when I go to the Browns training camp and I see DY, I'm gonna let him know you taking pot shots on the low lightweight at him. Anyway, Deion Sanders, and this is from the All Sports, All Plays, ASAP Network. Shout out to them. Facebook group I'm in, they doing big things over there on that side of town. You know what I mean? They sent me an invitation. I accepted, and then, the rest is history. But anyway, they posted this. Colorado Buffaloes head coach Deion Sanders says, I won't coach in the NFL because I have too many old school attributes. Okay. TJ, I hope you're listening to this, right? Because anytime you say old school around TJ, he get all in a huff. Then he want to stand on, for a guy who is LeBron is his favorite player, but he wear Jordans. He can't stand Jordan, but he wear Jordans. But LeBron is his favorite player. I just don't get it. Anyway, maybe you could explain it to me one of these years. He said, Deion did. I don't have any desire or ambition to coach in the NFL. He said, I have a problem with men getting their checks and not doing their jobs. I would be too tough as a coach in the NFL because I still have those old school attributes. He said, I'm not an assistant coach. That's not me. I am a head coach. Thoughts? Let me just say this right quick. Deion, that's my dude right there. Even though I had no love for you. I respected you, but I had no love for you when you was at Florida State and y'all was doing what y'all was doing, you in particular, to my Canes. I'm glad you gone. I'm glad. Okay.
Wide left and wide right.
Hey, listen, them Canes Florida State games with work done, Derrick Brooks, and them was some classic battles, bro. I watched some of that, and I ain't even saying because I'm a Canes fan, but I watched some of that football, and I watched some of this stuff today. Oh, and shout out to my man Anthony Richardson from Florida. And they say he balling out there in Colts camp. I'm glad he was the number 3 pick, baby. But go ahead. What were you gonna say? Deion did what?
Yeah. I heard it. Boy.
Don't hate. Hey, listen. Let me run it by you one more again. Tony Dungy, in his book, Quiet Strength, a good book, by the way, hit the nail on the head when it comes to draft and draft picks. He said, any pick can be a hit or miss, regardless of where and when picked. He said the key component is whether or not if you have the folks in place who understand how to minimize the risk. So all of this hype about, man, he was a number 1, he was a number 2, and all of that kind of stuff, all the hype that go into prior to a draft. That's why I don't do pre-draft stuff no more. We'll come back after the fact, but I used to do that stuff. Man, who you think they're going to pick? Who you think, man, listen, I don't care who they pick. Because nowadays, like I was trying to explain to TJ, anyway, let's finish what Deion said, because TJ, I'm telling you,
so wait a minute.
He know.
A perfect example of this.
Of what?
Of Tony Dungy's the essence of his quote or excerpt that you used from the book will be Imani Bates.
Oh, slow it down there, Double J. Slow it down. I knew it. This is the Mrs. Paige and Mrs. Alva. Oh my gosh. He come on here, Mrs. Alva. Did he come on here every week and he do this? He always gonna lay one. Yeah. Is that oh, they making blueberry flavored Lucia? Oh my god. Oh wow. Too bad I don't sip on the sauce. Anywho.
To quote the great. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
Don't do that. So anyway, do you have any issues with what Deion said? I don't. He's telling you to straight up. He's telling you to straight up.
I'm actually a little surprised because out of all of the current sports in America, football is still considered, it hasn't really changed a ton. It has with some of the rules and with defensively specifically.
No, it's changed. No. The rules definitely. What hasn't changed is the fact that it's a car crash every week.
Well, sure,
but you can't take that out of it.
But again, if he were quoting basketball, I would say no question, it's evident. But where are you seeing it in football that they're spoiled now versus where they were? Because he didn't play that long ago.
Well, I don't know if he's really suggesting that they're spoiled, but he's saying that, and I can. The reason why I picked this in particular, because when the guys posted this and I read it, I was like, wow. Immediately, it brought back to mind the Cleveland Browns. Okay, I know you and Brother Rich don't like to hear this, but I mean, that's all I can go off of, man. I mean, like I said, me and Herm, we go to the camps and whatnot, you know what I mean? So this is where I'm at. This is what I do. I didn't I wasn't invited to the Detroit Lions, training camp. Imagine that. So, I mean, all I got to go off of is Cleveland. But the reason why I picked the Browns, I forget the player's name. It might have been Kellen Winslow Jr. then. The Kellen Winslow Jr. now, oh boy, no fan of him. But anyway, they said they would, guys would be like the Andre Risons. One time, Modell broke the bank to bring Andre Rison here. And we talk about culture often, right? The Miami Heat, for instance, and that culture.
What a shame. Isn't that coming off of the house fire?
What?
The Andre Rison.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I wasn't even thinking of that. No, see, okay, left eye, right eye. No, you the one brought that up. What I'm saying is, they said that they would go in the locker room after the Browns lost, everybody in the shower or whatever, or even games before, in the locker room before games. He said the attitude was like, the only reason at one point dudes came to Cleveland was to get a check. You ain't had to really do nothing. Matter of fact, you seen the Hard Knocks when Jarvis Landry was here. My man Juice, shout out to my man Juice. The attitude surrounding the Browns at that time when Juice got here, well, he was like, what? Go back and look at that Hard Knocks episode. That's what Deion is speaking to. He said, I got a problem with dudes getting a check. You understand what I'm trying to say? And not and don't be indifferent to when they take a L. Listen, it's a reason why, unfortunately, that is people that live in Cleveland and they wear Steelers jerseys. Huh? You understand? It's a reason why the Steelers are the Steelers and the Bengals are the Bengals and the Ravens are the Ravens. Them organizations. Oh, wait, no minutes. Man, them organizations, they don't play. No.
Even on display yesterday for the USFL. It was the playoff game.
I didn't get to see it.
Michigan and Pittsburgh was very good, actually. I actually tuned in the fourth quarter and ultimately in overtime as well. But the amount of action that was packed in the 2 minutes and 44 seconds of game time, or maybe a little bit more, maybe 3:44, was a lot better than I was expecting. And to your point, it was interesting that there was a Michigan team and a Pittsburgh team in Canton, Ohio. And
yeah. Well, that is home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Of course.
Yeah,
So that's like the holy grail. Like, where you go to play at Fawcett Stadium now. You know what I mean? That's something to talk about.
But that was so just seeing kind of the fans turn up for that.
It wasn't an empty seat in the house.
It was a good game. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, it was. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, I'm with Deion, man. Listen. And please don't, not you. I'm talking about folks out there who might be listening. Please don't be one of the people to be like, well, if you work at the post, he work at the post office, it's better than the post office. All of that, comparing yourself to the average everyday guy, whatever the case may be. All right. There's a reason why they got different tax brackets. Okay. So again, Deion's point, he is saying, look, I'm not gonna be at the helm of a dude who he was a number one pick. And he Willie beaming. You see what I'm saying? It done went to his head. But you ain't putting in no work. Ben Simmons. Huh? That's who he's speaking to, them type of dudes. Because they got them in the NFL too. We got the Ben Simmons types. You ain't working on there one time on your game, but yet and still you got a 5-year, $755 billion contract. I know, I'm jumping out the plane here type of deal, but you get what I'm going. No, he said, I got a problem being in charge of dudes who feel like all they got to do is show up. No, you're gonna earn your pay. If I'm, you're gonna earn your pay today. If I'm out there and you gotta play, you're gonna earn your pay. I don't have no problem with that. Listen, and I'm not blaming them per se, but a lot of these dudes, they have a false sense of entitlement. Now, where's that false sense of entitlement born from? ESPN going down to some guy's high school that got 5 hats and sitting in front of him at a table, and this grandiose grandstanding. You know what I'm saying? My name is Jonathan Wilson. I'm going to Clemson. Like you couldn't just email somebody and say that. You know what I'm saying? We had to have this grand draft type show just for this guy because he's a top prospect to announce which college he was going to. Man, come on, man. Come on. Yeah. So again, it's the media. They got a whole lot to do. They prop all these dudes up and then they try to do you like they do Imani Bates. You know what I'm saying? Tear you down. Yeah, that's why I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not. I don't want your attention. Again, Michael J. Parenti wrote a book called Entertainment Media. Before you even get into the first chapter of the book, he's already telling you The media's job is to propagate all of the isms. Okay. And y'all know the rest. Anywho, yeah. So I'm with Deion on that. Shout out again to my man Deion. Then for letting y'all know, hey, I'm not no assistant coach. I'm a head coach. You see what I'm saying? But we all know still to this day in this country, you know, it's a lot of folks that sit in places who look down on a dude because he looked a certain way, having things like that to say, because trust and believe. Anywho, yeah, let somebody else had said it. It would have been all rave reviews. But let him say it. It's got to be a question. No, absolutely not. The man is a head coach. He didn't show y'all that. And he going to turn the Buffaloes around too. As long as he ain't got Cordell Stewart nowhere in the building. I'm just saying. All right. With that being said, we move things right along. Should we take a commercial? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Do you want to? Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a 30-second right quick. You know what I mean? I got to check something anywho.
Okay, Cunningham, you watching the Shop Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Mars Man. We're at Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report. Oh, you're Jay Nile, you're watching the Shop Report. Braxton Key, you're dropping in on the Shop Report. I'm Harvey Diallo, and you're watching the Shop Report.
All right, yeah, we're gonna keep things rolling right along. We're gonna get in a little bit of our Hoop Central. I was hoping that maybe D Gully or TJ would join us. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm Scruffy McJ. I missed my barber appointment the other day. Oh yeah, the foliage is growing, baby. Can't you tell? Yes, itchy McScratchy. Anyway, Pinky in the brain. I don't know who the brain is, but I'm definitely not Pinky. I'm just letting you know that right now. Yeah, we're gonna keep things rolling right along. All right, Hoop Central is our next item on the menu. Let's get to some of this stuff right here. We were just talking about Imani Bates a little bit ago and where he got selected at 49th, second round with the Cavs or whatever. Again, shout out to that. But before we even go into whether or not Victor will be or who should have went, there was a lot of talk. My man Ricardo Stafford was out there saying that he thought Scoot Henderson would go number 2 to the Hornets. But I told him, I said, man, Brandon Miller. Okay, once again, can we just, stop it. Stop. I want to just say this right quick. Before we get into that, let me just mention this here. Reportedly, I don't know how true this is, but reportedly, the Sixers are supposedly in conversation, or there's been some talk between the Sixers and the Cavs about Tobias Harris for, yeah, that's what I said. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and a pick. Are you out of your...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, hell no.
Are you out of your ever-loving rabbits? Man, that better be a joke. Man, when I saw that, I started laughing. But here's the killer part. It's another guy that I'm cool with that I went to high school with. He used to do this media thing. He lived out in Los Angeles now. Shout out to my man Kenyon. But he put something up. No, he posted that that's what was going on. And a lot of people that I know, obviously, high school alums and such, they were responding. And they all was kind of lightweight in favor of it from what I was reading. I was like, are y'all serious? Look, I don't knock nobody's pignons or minions or onions, but that's what it smelled like. You've been eating. Because look here. Absolutely not. And this ain't no disrespect or no knock against Tobias Harris. Okay. But he is inconsistently inconsistent. Consistently. Okay. So absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ain't no way in the world I'm giving up Jared Allen and Mobley. Man, please. I wish you let me be the Cavs GM in that moment. Okay. Just like I told somebody the other day, just let me get a moment where I could win the lottery. And only reason just let me be the guy in that moment. I just want to win it just so I can tell people who I know will come asking.
Oh, hell no.
And then I will give it all back. Let me be the guy in that. I'm telling you for real. I just want it just so I can do that. Let me be the guy in that moment that the Sixers and I get to answer that call. Are you out your ever loving bleep? I'm gonna be. Oh, listen, the whole they be like, no, we can't. We got to edit all of that. We got take 2. We got to do that show over again. I'm talking about draft day. Oh, please. Let me be the guy to answer that call. Are you serious? Did you just what did you just say? You lost your rabbits. Okay, you done lost your ram. All right. Y'all know what the acronym. You lost your rabbit. And all right. Absolutely not. Ain't a please Tobias Harris for Evan Mobley. You just drafted. Listen, what I just tell you about the Nuggets last week. Farm to table. Okay. Any Monty Bates, potentially, because I just said that. If you're gonna bring Tobias Harris here and you just drafted Imani, that is a bass awkward move. Let Imani be your starting 3. You might as well. But what's his name? I ain't talking about Spider, Garland, Mobley, and now Imani. The Nuggets was farming the table. The Warriors was lightweight farming the table. You get what I'm trying to tell you? You got to build it through the draft, bro. You got to build it through the draft. But I'm
wait, no, hang on.
No, don't. If you can ready to say that's Tobias Harris would be a good move, I'm here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So
he's about to get cut off.
The GM that signed him. So remember where he played.
The GM that signed who?
Tobias.
Okay.
Remember where he came from before that, which is right here.
Yeah, the Outback.
No. He came from the Pistons, and he wanted a deal that would have been outright outlandish for a rebuilding team to do, and obviously it was a Stan Van Gundy pick, and it just we knew we were parting ways, and I was thankful for it. When you look at what what the Sixers have attempted to do, he was one of those moves. He was meant to be a glue piece with Embiid, Simmons at the time, and of course with Harden as well. But he also is the metaphorical straw that broke the salary caps back. Because if you look at his particular numbers, remember he signed a 5-year, $180 million contract. With, again, his salary alone at its peak was 32% of a team's actual cap. So now you're talking about the cap hit for this particular season would be almost 29% of a cap hit. Now he's an unrestricted free agent after this year. That's why he could be moved, especially I would anticipate it would happen under one of two circumstances alone, which is the first of which is he can contribute to a winning team, so he can.
Whoa. You say that he can. Okay, theoretically.
Hang on, just theoretically, where is
but when you watch him play,
biggest issue?
I don't care, but listen, I told you, and it was at the 3. Because a lot of folks, as soon as they got to the playoffs, a lot of folks was talking about some Laurie marketing and so on and so forth. I get it. Yeah, they was missing marketing. But at the time, you don't not give up a guy like marketing and what the Cavs gave up to get a guy like Donovan Mitchell. Spider, you just don't not do that. But here's the problem. You talking about what is the Cavs' biggest problem? They would still have a problem if they had Tobias Harris and no Jared Allen or no Mobley. What does Tobias Harris bring to who is... He's
a better defender than.
Oh, please!
No, I'm sorry. Hang on. Whoa. I'm saying just on compared to Isaac Okoro, compared to Karis LeVert.
Let me tell you this. Give Isaac Okoro's Achilles heel is his offense. It's 5-on-4 offensively. Yeah, it is.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with that. He is a. He's
who?
A 2-1.
Who?
Tobias is Okoro and LeVert minus LeVert true slashing ability now. He's a little bit older, so he's not doing that quite as much. He can do a backdoor cut and lay it up, but he's rarely throwing it down anymore.
Tobias Harris is the guy. He is a guy who you have to ask, can you count on him on any given night? You don't know what you're going to get.
I disagree.
What you mean? Go back and look at some of his games.
I'm not the biggest fan of his by far. I was all for sending him to the Clippers, and then, of course, before he ended up here or there. But what you just said they would have to give up to get him? Absolutely not. It would be a cap dump move. I don't see them getting anything in return. And that's really the struggle in this, is that at $39 million, you either have to have a lot of dead money, in expiring contracts to try to make a deal work with him, or you have to get it close enough. I want to say the trade kicker is 5%, so essentially $5 million in this case. That's why it's got to be a contender, and it's got to be an interest. Again, there's just on the surface level,
who can afford that? Who can afford
almost
it?
Nobody. Almost
it, who
nobody.
can afford it? Who can afford it?
If we were to look at, so contrary to belief, so Mr. Build through the draft, the Pistons have $5 million in cap space.
Well, ain't that's like the veteran minimum type of money now, ain't it?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
They
will be -12. So like the Knicks had to decline Derrick Rose's option because they're 24 in the wrong direction. So they just freed.
I wonder how many teams are over the luxury tax.
Right now,
at least more than half.
Let's see. We'll go
or close to.
Oh, better yet, yeah. I'm going to sort it right now. Golden State is $111 million over. Clippers.
You ain't even got to give the amount. Just give me how many teams are over. Just tell me how many teams are over.
Hang on, I'm still counting.
Oh, wow. So what? It's only 30 teams in the NBA. All 39 teams in the NBA out of 30.
Dude, this is like crazy.
I figured.
I'm still scrolling.
I know it. And I don't even know it, but I know it.
26.
Oh, thank you very much. Shout out to BSJ on that one. Yeah, how many teams?
I almost had to put eye drops in because I thought I wasn't looking.
Yeah, you thought you wasn't seeing it. Exactly. You thought, yeah, exactly. So there it is. What happened now? He's not going anywhere. The Sixers are stuck with him.
Unless they trade him to Houston. Houston has the most money to play with. Houston, Indiana.
Okay, so give me Houston's number then. How much do they have?
They have $50 million in cap space.
Oh, wow.
But remember, this is by way of a trade. So in order to make a trade work, remember that kicker of plus or minus 5 in this case.
Yeah.
You still have to get rid of $30 million. Or I'm sorry, $25 million. I don't know who Houston has that maybe, but again, the people that are probably making somewhere in that range are not like old veterans. They don't have any.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Houston don't have, Houston don't have no old. They don't have. Listen,
this was a bad deal, and they can't do. They're stuck.
I know it. They are stuck.
This is the year you don't want to be a free agent. I'm just looking at these numbers. These teams have nothing to play with.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm not surprised it's more than 15, but I said half at least. I knew it's too many teams over the salary cap. Nobody can't nobody do nothing.
But listen to how many of these teams have, I would say 10 to 11 players signed. Oh. So not only are they over the cap, but they don't have a whole complement of a full roster.
Of course not.
So it's
they
so
got 5.5
funny
people.
You talked about it earlier that the Cavs, were. I said it when I played with them in 2K. Your why they lost had a lot to do with production on the bench. It just got that much thinner.
Yeah, because listen, the bench did not give the Cavs nothing against the Knicks. Seti, Wade, LeVert. Who was Stevenson, Okoro. I mean, but you know what? You might have something from some of these guys if these guys are not putting in the work, man. They're not working on it. When you get to its levels, when you get to a certain level, data entry or whatever it is in your everyday type of, and when you get up to or company president, you can't have data entry attributes, or not attributes, but you can't have data entry type things that you do. You know, you got to step your game up, man. You at the NBA now, bro. You got to go work on your jump shot. I know everybody, the three ballers will get people paid. But I mean, bring back Rip Hamilton. Please bring back Rip Hamilton. Okay.
You
we have
got
more than
one. That's all I'm gonna say is you got one.
Well, I mean, you know, listen, I ain't mad at the pick. I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. The number 6 pick
Overall,
average 12 points a game in college.
Who would wait? See, I didn't get a chance to look at the draft. I mean, I seen obviously the headliners, but I knew when I say headliners, I'm basically talking about Victor Miller and Scoot and the two twins.
Chris Murray, the other twin out of this, was one of 5 players in Division I to average 20, 10, and 1.
What was the one?
A block.
Okay.
And so again, one of 5. A very thin list. And he went near the end of the first round. What I'm trying to explain to you is something you talk about all too often, which is these teams buying potential.
I'm trying to tell you, huh?
Because when you just statistically look at this, and it's very difficult. I didn't watch the Twins enough in Overtime Elite. I didn't. So
yeah, I didn't either. I'm not gonna lie to you either.
I'm guilty of that. So I naturally, of course, I'm going to be against the pick because I just haven't seen them enough. Cade can say all he wants that they can ball, and you could take it for face value. Victor, of course, was playing alongside former Ohio State player David Lighty.
Shout out to D Light. D Light was a bad boy, but he was another guy. His offense just wasn't consistent enough, man. If he could have averaged like even 15 points a game at the NBA level, he would have still be in the league.
Yeah,
or the type of deal, because his defense was a lockdown. Yeah. But go ahead.
You start seeing some of these players that are going, and it started to remind me of that 2005 draft that we learned was very thin. And I looked at this and I said, either, this could be, sure, Victor's deemed the highest rated since LeBron, but this is not the 2003 draft.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But here's, what I'd like to, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. I wonder on this draft class, I'm gonna jump out the plane at 50,000 feet. We'll get to your comment here in a second. I'm gonna jump out the plane 50,000 feet, no parachute. I would not be surprised if there are more late first round, early second, mid second round picks in this year's draft that outperform most of the top or more heralded picks in this draft. I would not be surprised.
So something I want to ask you, because if that statement were to come to fruition, you would also see an additional correlation.
Hold on, Miss Alva weighed in again. Hold on. She said, Kay doesn't even play enough for me to believe anything he says. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. My gosh.
Hey,
dang, I ain't touching that.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Miss Alva's on the, she on the warpath today. Get out the way. Woo, man. Wouldn't want to be you right now. And when she said Kay, she's talking about Kay Cunningham, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Listen, hey, when they took his money in crypto, when they took all that man's draft money.
You never seen him again.
I'm trying to tell you, like, absolutely, I would be devastating. I know that's not a word, but I'm just saying.
Side note, Lonzo Ball is not going to play next year.
What did I say the last time we mentioned him? Lonzo Ball is done. Hang it up, forget it. If you have his jersey, put it in a frame, or get him to sign it, put it in a frame, and then maybe you might get something, and you can put it down in the basement with the rest of the stuff that you don't care nothing about, because he's done.
Before I say I think I just feel bad. He is very a modern Grant Hill or McGrady, not so much T-Mac, but those that
Brandon Roy.
Yeah, injury shortened careers, because that Bulls team at the time when he was playing, I know I joked and said all that to be fourth in the East, but they were second at that point in time with him. And naturally, they're a very different team than with him than without him. And it's a shame that we probably will never see that
him again.
Yeah, and along with that particular group to see what could have happened. But back to your point that there's another parallel that runs. If your statement becomes true, it also shows that the older players, many of the players drafted later, were older. They were the juniors and seniors that were aged 22, 23 years old that are being considered old.
Okay, so here's I'm glad you mentioned that. Myself, TJ, and I, and Jason Carr, shout out to JC, we were having this discussion. And I asked them, how many players that come into the league with hype, right? You can go back the last 3 drafts and just go off the top 10 picks in the last 3 drafts. I don't know who they are in totality or in entirety, but out of 30 picks, the last 3 drafts, how many of them guys had hype? And if they are still in the league now, didn't take them at least 2 years before we actually saw whatever it is they were supposed to be. I said, you didn't see that when a guy like Rasheed Wallace, one of my boys, shout out to Sheed, when Rasheed Wallace hit the NBA, it didn't take him, but you knew he was going to be bringing noise. But that's because he had that seasoning at North Carolina. Stackhouse, they had that seasoning. I ain't even talking about your Jordan and your whatevers. Put them out. I'm talking about, give me your Andre Millers. Andre Miller, how long did it take before you was picking Andre Miller in a parlay or whatever it is they do when he got to the NBA? You understand what I'm saying? These guys right now, how many guys, look, for instance, I told Ricardo, he said, Markelle Fultz, man, he balled in Orlando. I said, bro, how long Markelle Fultz been in the league? Now.
You're suggesting it takes a while.
What I'm saying is you can get a top 10 pick in this current NBA, and it'll take 3 years, maybe if not 4, before you find out what a guy. Listen, he'll be all his rookie deal be about be done, about be up. Did I say that right? Say that fast 2 times. Before you find out what he'll be on the way to his next deal, possibly before you find out whether or not this guy can really ball or not. Man, you didn't have that problem with Kenny Anderson and Rod Strickland and Mark Price, you know what I'm saying, and Vinnie Johnson and them type of guys, or Mark Aguirre or Ricky Pierce or Terry Cummings or Tim Duncan or John Sally even, or Michael Cooper. And I ain't even talking about your Larry Birds and your Magic Johnsons. You understand what I'm trying to say? Man, come on, man. It didn't take them guys that long. You're starting to see teams say, you know what? We're not going to get this dude we're not going to pick this guy number 6. And then, paying, you're getting free money for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And all the guy can do is dunk. Man, come on, man. No, ain't going to be no more of that. You're not going to get drafted on talent alone no more. It's still a factor, obviously, but that ain't enough no more. No. Especially after watching what the Nuggets just did. Man, come on, man. And Joker went, what? What was Joker?
He went during a Taco Bell commercial, actually.
Okay. All right. Got you. Hello. So they looking at, well, I'm going to take this guy, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't understand the particulars like you do maybe, but if I'm not mistaken, when you're in that top 5 range or whatever, there's certain monies that come along with it, or no matter whether you get where you top 5 or top 10, it's a rookie deal. Everybody get kind of like the same amount. I don't know.
No, it's tiered, of course, similar to the NFL,
then. Okay. So yeah, you Double J are the GM of the Spurs. Well, you took Wembanyama, but you go. Let's say you're the GM. I don't know, some team picking a guy, and you got to decide whether you're gonna take this guy at the 6th pick or you're gonna wait around and maybe go get Imani at 49. I'm just saying, because talent-wise,
well, no, but wait a minute. This is where I somewhat disagree with you. I get what you're trying to say, but the moves are not agreeing with that statement. They're
okay. Okay, well, let me ask it
this
way then. Let me ask it this way. Aside from Wembanyama, all right, is Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, I forget who went 4th and 5th and 6th, are they, just from a talent standpoint, are they more talented or as talented as Imani?
Well, you may be asking the wrong person, because in my opinion, I think Imani should have, and I literally, I was asking myself this prior to the draft. If he would have stayed one more year, right? Because I felt like, well, gosh, these teams were getting right to that kind of borderline there of the guys that have been in college for, the Van Wilder years is what I'm calling them. They've been there for 6-7 years. And so because of, medical red shirts and COVID years and graduate transfers.
Hold that thought. Shout out. We got another addition to the P program today. Let me go get the intro ready. Shout out to my man, D Gully from the CLM Bus. Yeah, where's your intro at? I can never find intro. Sorry, my bad. I'm late. Oh, the IT guy. Oh, wow. We give him another shout out. All right. Yeah, shout out to D Gully from the CLM Bus. I'm glad you could join us. We're talking about the draft, so to speak. Okay, and Imani Bates, where he got picked at 49th and whatnot. And then we just got done talking about the Cavs supposedly or reportedly are in talks with the Sixers, Tobias Harris in exchange for Jared Allen, Mobley, and a pick. Yeah, I had the same expression, like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, all right.
Did they not learn from Philadelphia?
Who not? Yeah, exactly. The Cavs ain't gonna. They not gonna do nothing.
Did nobody learn from Philadelphia? Right?
They're not gonna do nothing stupid like that. They better not. But I'm asking him.
Experiment.
What I'm asking him right now is what? Yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Scratch Master J right here. We're talking about top 10 picks, okay? And the development of a guy. You got to wait. You give him, he gets drafted, all right, at number 5 or number 6, whoever the guy is. Mm-hmm. And you basically got to wait at least 2 years to see what you really got.
Yes.
But you didn't gave this guy all this type of dough. And I was telling, me and TJ and JC was having this discussion about 2 days ago. It was like, no, man. I said, no, not JC. TJ obviously was. I said, bruh, the Mark Prices, the Rod Stricklands, the Kenny Andersons, pick any player that played in the NBA when we grew up watching. They ain't got to be on a Jordan level.
Right.
It did not take 2 years for you to see what you had once they hit the league. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right. Okay.
So are you going to, if you the GM at 6, I asked him, Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, I don't know who went 4th and 5th and 6th, but just from a talent standpoint.
Twins 4 and 5.
Who?
Yeah, the Twins.
Okay, all right, and they Asur and that's right. What's the other? Okay, they were slick.
And then Anthony Black from Arkansas.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, that remember? That was
but I'm biased because I'm a Razorback fan.
12 points a game went number 6 in the draft.
Yeah, but he got I know
over Armani.
Okay, but he got hurt. If something happened to Black, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he messed himself up and he came back, and played. So I get it. But the point I'm trying to make here is just from a talent standpoint alone, and you the GM of whatever team is picking in the top 10 for, let's say anywhere from 5 to 10, let's say somewhere around in there. If I know I got a chance to get a guy at 49 like Imani, am I trading out of that 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th spot? And getting a guy like Imani and fortifying my bench? Because let's talk about the Cavs right now and they bench. Seti, Wade, and who else? They didn't give you nothing. How do you build a team nowadays in the NBA
without
sort of kind of in line? Yeah, without. That's what I'm trying to say, man. No,
everybody knows this already because that's the glaring problem that faced the Suns in this year's playoffs. the big splash trade.
Whoa, man. What do you have? Do you have on a retainer or something, man? You talking with
No, I'm having yeah, man. I'm having issues, man. I got to get back to see my dentist, man.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
We saw it with the Suns, making the trade, you know, for Kevin Durant, you know, and I said that I said even being top heavy. I'm willing to admit, you know, I said even being top heavy that they were still a favorite to win it all. Obviously, it proved otherwise, but that lack of depth, that level of talent does not allow you to lack depth. Depth is always going to beat talent.
Listen, and I'm gonna mention the Spurs. When the Spurs was in the heyday, that in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, when they beat the Heatles,
yeah,
the bench averaged 45 points a game.
Yeah,
I understand that the stars get all of the conversation,
right?
But don't minimize all them other guys that you're gonna necessarily need, okay, to win a title in the end, because that's what it should be about, right?
Yes.
We trying to win. I'm trying to win a championship. How do you do that in this current NBA when you're given? And I ain't knocking no guy that's getting his ends, okay? But they need to, especially with the TV contracts and all that, man, they need to bump up the salary cap. They really need to, bro. They really need to. They need to.
Wait a minute. I didn't think that the NBA salary cap issue was the issue. Was as much of the issue. I didn't think it was. Like I because it sounds to me like you're making the argument that justified the way the NFL restructured rookie contracts. Because what would happen is the rookie contracts were so top heavy that, you know, like what was it, like Sam Bradford's contract? That was like the last.
Oh yeah, my gosh. Sam, yeah, can a brother get $1? Okay, right, like Sam gonna get paid. His great grandkids gonna be getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that the NBA didn't have as much of a problem with the top heavy rookie contracts versus like the NFL. In which case the NFL did that justifiably so that way there would be more validity to future contracts, or I didn't think the NBA had that problem. I just think it's a matter of just the overall strategy. Like, just go ahead.
Well, what I was speaking to primarily was Double J. I don't know if this what we getting ready to share here. Double J, is that the list of teams over the salary cap?
No, I have that one. I'll switch it. Hang on, I actually had the Pistons.
Okay, because I just mentioned earlier, I just threw it out there. I said, man, how many teams are over the salary cap right now? You know, we was talking about the Tobias Harris deal, you know, possibly whatever. And he went and looked at it. I said 15. It's 26 teams over the salary cap.
Oh, so yeah, that definitely tells you that the salary cap got to move up, because six, you know what?
No, but you got to look at where, and that's what I was going to look at.
What do you mean?
I want to know what.
It's not a small number. It's not a small number.
What do you mean it's not a small number? What number?
The cap itself is not a tiny figure.
Regardless, if
it's more than the NFL's.
But if 26 teams are over it.
Yeah, but then too, you got 50 players playing that same salary cap. Even if it's more than the NFL's, it's 53 players playing, and that's a whole.
I was getting ready to go there next. Yeah, you got way more players on the roster.
My question for you,
I got it up. You can see it.
Yeah, let's see
all right.
Okay, I want to know what the teams that are under the salary cap. What are they looking like? What are those teams?
All right. Go ahead, Double J. You go ahead. You drive.
You the bus driver. So, again, here's the total cap figures here, which of course varies, but this is their respective cap space in the gray here. And so what you're seeing is teams are, with
keep going. I want to go to the bottom.
Players. All right.
Go to the bottom. I want to see
all the way down. Here we go. So only the Houston Rockets are in a good spot as it stands.
Oh, really? They're in a good spot. How's that franchise looking?
Well, they're trying to do what
a good spot in terms of cap space.
Yeah,
no, there's not a good spot in terms of cap space.
They got $50 million. What are you talking about? To play with?
What do you tell me? The Rockets, the Spurs, the Pacers, and the Pistons. Those teams won a total of 80 games combined last year. Right? So how good are they really?
No. He's not talking about. He's not talking about.
No, you missing my point. You missing my point.
That the teams with cap space are bad teams.
Or I mean, what I'm saying is not bad teams. Like, okay, Victor Wembanyama, right? All right. So he's expected to be, in all likelihood, a difference maker, right?
Right.
So as soon as his rookie contract done, if all things stay the same, the Spurs to even be mildly competitive are going to be what, $10 million over the cap?
Yeah, but in the case of the Rockets, you got 50 million. I don't know what their roster is looking like, but their roster kind of what they're doing down there in Houston almost kind of might mirror OKC. Let's say they got $50 million right here, and they want to go get.
Okay,
I'm just throwing a name out here. Let's say they wanted to go get a Kevin Durant and a DeMar DeRozan to add with they got enough pieces. They can move some pieces to get a couple of guys like that, and then mix them in with that young talent.
Okay,
and still have a few dollars left. Now you got you a formidable squad.
You're telling me hang on a second, Gully. You're telling me you can't build a team, a winner with $136 million.
All right, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm looking at the 18th. I'm looking at the 18th team here, the Raptors. How close are they to winning the championship? With their currently constructed. Look at any team 18 through 30. How close are they to winning the championship as currently constructed? And they already $47 million.
Well, you could have made the case for look at the run Sacramento made this year. The same thing.
Sure.
The Grizzlies before the gun incidents. But what you're seeing is a combination of arguably poor management, right? With these
poor money management.
Yeah.
Where? You brought up Sacramento. Sacramento at one point was up 3-2 over the defending champion Warriors, right?
Right.
It took them $35 million over the cap to get there. You can't be competitive at this cap at all, period.
But okay, so this is where I'm going to disagree.
All right.
Because it somewhat goes back to ultimately establishing the modern formula for a winner, because it is a piece of what our host is suggesting. It certainly is a piece of what you're suggesting as well. And this is why I love what we're actually driving at, because I think at that point, the three of us could arguably build an actual championship roster.
Hey, yeah, because my philosophy is farm to table.
Real talk. You know what? We should do that. We should take like NBA 2K23 or something like that.
I don't play NBA 2K23.
I know we don't play it. Like no. Listen, we should do it. We should leave it up to the simulation because I don't play it. But like we should, as GM, create a team. Let's do a draft or whatever, or just take a team. Okay. And then let's go ahead.
I got PS5 and Xbox One. So
oh my gosh!
Yeah, we should do that
right here.
Hey, we should do that. We should call it. You know what I'm saying? What would the team name be? What gonna be called? What should we be called? We're gonna be called it. We should make a custom team. Maybe we figure that out.
Yeah. Lucia. You gotta have Lucia in there somewhere.
Lucia.
Yeah. Put Lucia.
You can't call it the Lucia Clippers because the Clippers already exist.
Lucia Lakes.
The Lucia Barbers.
Yeah, absolutely not. No.
The Lucia Barbers right there.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Double J. Go ahead.
Both of y'all got to be sipping on something.
But where I'm going with this is you have a team like OKC that really has a stash. What was learned last season, despite first step Chet not playing a moment in the league, is there were all these other kids that they had that were all very good, that had a lot of potential. Sam Presti is clearly a mastermind at finding all of these great players. And that's why I was a little surprised to me that they took somebody, at the forward position because of what was known at that point. Not only with what they –
You're talking about the small forward?
Well, they took let's see here. They took – where is it?
Yeah, I want to know.
They took Derek Lively. Oh, no, but that was traded. So they took Cason Wallace from Kentucky. So I guess that would be more small forward. I guess, yeah. So that no, I don't disagree with that then. But they're one of the exceptions that this farm to table concept would be really they would be the model of that. You could argue the Pistons similarly with despite the limited cap space now.
Okay.
They traded Sadiq Bey at the deadline to Atlanta, and that was because he was we talked about these rookie contracts. He was at the fourth, so his fifth year option would be, I believe, this upcoming season, which was probably an inflated figure. So you have, this is the current of the 11 players listed. These are all drafted players that are still there. Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham. I'm missing two, I want to say.
We got another comment rolling in here. Shout out to my man Abdul. He said the Cavs better not bring back Allen. He's not built for the playoffs. I disagree. Here's what the problem is with the Cavs, in my opinion. And me, again, JC, and if you all don't know who JC is, Jason Carr, Austin Carr's son. He worked with me down at the Pleasant. Me and him be chopping it up on the hoop side. And I'm not saying he know more or I know less. We're just saying we be chopping. With all due respect, Bickerstaff did a terrible job, in my opinion, of incorporating Mobley as a focal point in the Cavs offense. Wow. Garland and Mitchell. Yeah, listen what I'm trying to tell you. You can't draft a guy like Mobley and then have him basically,
clean up whatever stuff.
Yeah, they have him and Allen cleaning up Garland and Spider's misses. Come on, man. Look at the Cavs 3-point attempts on the season last season before the playoffs. I get it. I'm glad they got Spider, and I'm glad they got Garland. But once the season unfolded, I don't see how them two end up. I don't see them two together for the duration. I don't.
You don't see you talking about Garland
and Spider. I just don't. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Jared Allen. I don't know what his averages were. Double J, you or Gully might be able to speak to that more. But it's the way that the Cavs were playing. The Cavs were outside in.
Got you.
And what you have, the lineup that you have to construct inside out. You have to design your offense to be inside out. JB did not use Allen or Mobley in the fashion in which they should have been used, because the concept was there.
Yep.
That whole going against the grain, the small ball is where everybody going. You feel what I'm trying to say? That's the direction most people want to go. That small ball. The Cavs went against that with the Allen and the Mobley. That's what I was thinking. But if you don't construct what you're trying to do to what you have, then it goes against itself.
Well, it could be perhaps to that point. Now I gotta ask Double J something about what he's got up here. But to your point, Barbershop, maybe he's biding this time.
Who he?
Bickerstaff.
Yeah.
And that, like, hey, you know what? I want to move in this direction, but I really can't. So until then, let me just do this. Do what you like. Maybe he don't want to do it that way at all.
All I know is Bickerstaff, he does. I don't see him. I mean, he a no nonsense type of dude, and he loved defense and whatnot. I get it. And then you really handcuffed by, like we talk about the bench, who you had coming off the bench. So you can only work with what you got type of deal.
Okay.
But look at I just looked at Mobley. Mobley was my focal point, man. It's just I didn't see him as like them dropping the ball down on him at the beginning of the play and letting him go to work, and then maybe kicking it out to Donovan or Garland. You get what I'm trying to tell you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was always, if one of them didn't make it, a miss, then he was getting a putback or a rebound and then kick out, that type of deal. No, I'm talking about at the start of your 24 seconds, you come down in a half court set, give it to him first. Give it to him first, and then let's see what he got. See what he can do. You feel what I'm saying? And they weren't doing that.
So wait a minute. So
or Allen.
Right. So Double J, you had mentioned something a short time ago here. You were saying you said all of these contracts, these 11s on the roster, you say these are all Pistons draftees?
Not all of them. However, so looking at this figure here, so Bagley was re-signed from his original rookie deal last season. So it was 3 years, $33 million is what it looked like, I think, in total. Wiseman's still on his rookie deal from the 2020 draft. Yep. Cade was, of course, drafted by us. Ivy drafted by us. Hayes drafted. Stewart drafted. Duran drafted. I'm not sure where we got him from. I think we got him from Oklahoma City. So he still would be rookie deal. And then Livers was drafted as well.
Why are they in red?
Let's see. Club options.
Oh, okay.
Hey. Well, I tell you what. Go back. Go back up. I'm telling you who the Pistons don't need on this roster. Alec Burks, definitely. And Bojan Bogdanovic. My baloney has a first name, and it's B-O-D Dagjanovich. Get him and them two guys off of the roster.
Here's the problem. You want to know the reason, not only why they're there. So he's going to be traded at some point. Bogdanovic.
Yes.
But he
should have been traded.
He was one of three players, LeBron being one of the other, and him and Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Bogdanovic were the only three players to average over 20 points a game over the age of 32.
Okay, but let me tell you like this. See, yeah, okay. When I turn the TV on and I watch Bogdanovic, how he averaged them 20 points, I don't need an Achilles heel. And when it comes time, if I'm trying to build a championship contender or a playoff contender, at least, that dude is the type of dude. If that three ball ain't on, what else does he give you?
Well, but that was the problem, is that find me somebody else who can hit the three ball. And the next person was this. And then maybe Isaiah Livers.
Okay,
that was the problem, is that you can't, you got a team with guards that in theory couldn't shoot. Ivy got substantially better as the season went on. But remember, I told you that was the lowest part of his game, was the outside shot. So it came on over time. But I'll tell you this, by the end of the season, his over-unders for threes were still right around 3, and then it peaked at 3.5.
Who's over-unders? Bogdanovic?
For Ivy.
Okay. I'm going to Bogdanovic. If Bogdanovic is in the game I'm watching, I watched him miss 4 straight three-pointers. And when he did that, he did not walk inside the three-point line at no other point during the game. None. You can't find nothing else to do. Even if you're not a three-point shooter, are you at least a guy who can set somebody else up for one? Can you go get a layup? Can you post up and have somebody? Can you pass out a double team? Can you do anything else? Don't tell me about you paying a guy however much money. And if I don't listen.
He said find something to do. Find a way.
Listen, I'm not saying find a three-point shooter. I'm saying find a guy who that when he can't hit the three, that's all he ain't doing. That's it.
Right.
That's
you
all
down to 4. You down to 4. You down to 4 on 5 because the guy.
Thank you.
The one thing.
This is why they drafted not just the Thompson twin, but they drafted Marcus Sasser as well, because they need shooters. And so to your shooters that can do more than just shoot. Sadiq Bey was supposed to be the small forward for this team. He did compliment in Trey in Atlanta in the limited time that he was there, but he was not. He was so far from consistent, unfortunately, that he regressed in this past season. So it made the writing on the wall that they weren't going to. They had to move on from him. That's why Bogdanovich was signed originally.
Oh my gosh.
And
my gosh.
But they have they have nothing else there. Look at that.
No, I'm saying I got another pop-up here. Oh Lord have mercy. We got to get him on here. Oh,
let's go.
Oh boy.
Now, okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go look at the
question for you. I got a question for you.
Hold up, Gully. Hold on. Let Double J finish that thought. Yeah. What'd you say, Double J?
So here you go.
Jesus. Wow. Wow. What? How do you move that, Barbershop?
I'm listening.
Hold on. Who y'all talking about moving?
I'm saying I don't think that the Cavs going. I don't see Garland and Spider being together 2 years from now. I don't.
Yes, Spider might go to New York.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Dylan Windler. Whoa. Qualifying offer. I'm getting feedback from some TJ, one of y'all, somebody. Dylan Windler, that qualifying offer. Do that mean that's what yeah, help me to understand that. Okay, I want to make sure before I say what I'm about to say. They getting ready to offer him that much?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's it. The show is over. Y'all can finish. I'm done. I'm gonna go cut the grass. I'm done. This is what I'm trying to tell you right here.
That's a minimum. That's a minimum offer.
Yeah, qualifying offer.
And it don't go against the cap space. I was just reading that.
Okay, well, yeah, well, it better not go.
I wouldn't offer him nothing. He has done nothing.
Listen, let me say this. I'm all for a guy. I'm all for a player getting paid, especially not compared to, but when I look at what the owners is making, get your money, bro. But at the end of the day,
whatever they giving to Windler to Lamar Stevens.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Lamar Stevens, it shows 1.93. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get the rest of that to him.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm going back to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich's salary to be a one-dimensional player, and you're making that.
But that's the way the game is played now.
I'm not. But don't make a case. You listen. I'm paying you $25 million billion a day. If you don't get in that gym and learn, you're gonna take a charge or something. You're gonna learn how to do something. Ain't no way in the world. If Bogdanovich's 3 is not on, you don't even know he's in the game. But you know his contract is in the game. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I miss me. I'm not trying to hear that.
Hey,
get rid of his.
Yeah,
with the quickness, unload that money. Send it to Phoenix. They'll take it.
Wow. You guys are $37 million in the luxury tax.
You guys. What's this you guys?
Yeah, well, you know, anytime TJ and Double J here, yeah, that's right. Wipe the side of your face. Anytime TJ and Double J on the program, all of a sudden, you know, they become
my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy.
Yeah,
you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, yeah, my buddy and me like to climb up the tree.
Let's go. What y'all talking about, man?
I just got a question for you. In Barbershop, I might shock you. You might end the show here too. Listen, since saying that LeBron James is not the GOAT qualifies me as a hater. And I would presume that the same thing for you, Barbershop. I would have to say for the first time in 20 years, I'm actually wondering why he didn't get Chris Paul, why he didn't get a Chris Paul to help him. I'm actually shocked that the Lakers didn't acquire Chris Paul. Are you?
He probably still going. He probably still going there. He probably still going there. Golden State ain't believe it.
I mean, when? Like, you think that he not gonna be?
Why would you be shocked, man? That man is playing. He's 5'9", playing on one leg, and he's like 40 years old. Come on,
here we go. It's funny how age is a detriment so conveniently when the case or narrative is being made when the goalpost is being moved. That's right. There you go. Click on it. Yeah, I'm not elaborate. I don't need to elaborate.
No, you do, because
I don't need to elaborate.
I don't understand. So you might have to elaborate why you saying that.
I don't need to elaborate. On one hand, whenever you want to talk about a guy and you be in favor of whatever that guy's doing, you be like, and he's 38, man. He's still doing this at 400 years old. And then whenever the guy that you don't like or something you want to say or the narrative going the other way, you be like, man, he too old, man. He 39 years old. Hey, so in one point it's a betterment, but the other point it's a detriment. Man, I don't know. Make up my mind. And the people, all the people in the
I'm making it up right now. Your age can work against you or work with you. Sometimes.
Okay. So, but your age is still your age. Sometimes you can't be selective about when you want to say it's a good thing and when it's a bad thing. You're still that same.
I ain't selective. I see what I see. I'm pretty sure everybody here see what I see also. So
okay, yeah, right. I got you. Nobody's saying Chris Paul is a starter or whatever the case might be.
I'm just saying
it depends on whose name.
He had one healthy season, man.
And you don't use age as a detriment for nobody else.
I'm talking about his health right now.
Okay, well then why mention his age?
Because he looking his age.
Oh, he looking his age, huh? Okay, he didn't look his age 2 years ago. He was still old as
1 year.
Okay, got you.
Out of the last 5, he's been healthy.
Yeah. All right.
He could have been to the final 4 times. Every year he get hurt.
Okay. That ain't got nothing to do with his age. That's convenience. Because every time he get hurt, if you notice, when he get up off the floor, that yellow envelope slip out his shorts. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, because at the time, here's what you're missing on that. It'd be the timing of the injuries. You know what I'm saying? His team could be on the verge of winning that series or whatever. And all of a sudden, I'll pull my Umdubala Mangata. Like, but you can do nothing. You just got up off the bench.
Double J, I don't see how you can deal with this, man.
Yeah, I don't see how you can't deal with it. You understand me? I'm BSJ, baby. Yeah, man, I ain't trying to hear that banana boat riding, Paul. Listen, I ain't trying to hear that.
Hey, Double J.
I'm not trying to hear.
I've been trying to talk to you about Monty Bates for a minute now, man. You've been talking about that man all year last year.
I told you, you,
Double
he's
J
still in the draft.
Double J, what happened to the video we had? He did the shot. Didn't he do a drop for us? He did something. I don't know what happened to it. Man,
you got Grandpa telling everybody we got to drop. And I'm waiting.
Well, now one of you guys got to go find him. It shouldn't be too hard.
All right. Yeah. Well, don't leave it up to TJ. You know, please, we're not going to leave it up to TJ. All I'm just saying is at the end of the day, man, Chris Paul going to the Warriors. What do he do? Is he coming off the bench? What's happening there?
Yeah, make it make sense.
Because it don't make sense to me. Bradley Beal going to the Suns. That makes sense somewhat, but then you deplete your bench.
But all right, so Chris Paul.
But hold up, Gully. Hold on. I want TJ to answer that. Do you think the NBA should raise the salary cap?
For what? What's the purpose of it?
Only 5. Well, I tell you, current standard, there are only 4 teams below salary cap in the NBA
out of 30.
And there's 4. And I'll tell you who the 4 teams are.
To keep parity, I wouldn't raise it. It's like you have Yankees,
but you got parity bad.
You have people buying these championships, and it'd be like 3 good teams, and it'd be a lot of all right. We just here.
Okay, so Double J, I'm about to go back to it. Is that what you still got it up? The salary cap thing?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to it right quick. Okay, TJ.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Double J. You go ahead and drive. All right.
So these are all negatives.
So what did you do then, TJ? 26 of 30. Now this is your product now. 26 of 30 teams of your product are all outrageously.
Look at how.
Okay, so listen.
The overs.
So listen.
Now show them the teams that are below the salary cap.
The sorry teams. The sorry teams for the most part.
Right.
I mean, but when we say sorry, I'm just saying, like, okay, where are they at organization?
This is why personally.
Wait, listen, hold on, because he asked me, I want to just answer it.
Yeah, let him answer that right quick.
All right, first of all, if y'all thought like me, y'all would never even post this up there because we talking about billionaires. So this negative stuff don't really mean nothing to the bottom line because these guys billionaires. And I'm pretty sure billionaires are not making negative money. Now, this just to show the fans to have you wondering. But not in the grand scheme of things, them billionaires is profiting way more than this negative. If they put the real figures up there, you wouldn't even have this conversation. So that's how I'm thinking
Okay, got you. All right,
Yeah.
that's fair.
So right away, I
That's
can't
fair.
disagree
Shout out to
with his
TJ.
statement.
Shout out to Hold up, Double J. Hold up. Let me shout out TJ for saying something I agree with, because I love disagreeing with his. I love it. Okay. For me
Now
to
you
be in
got to play
agreement
my buddy for you.
Yeah. Come on, sing it
Oh,
then.
hell
No, you
no.
gotta play it. You
I'll
gotta
let
play
you
it.
free.
Oh man.
We gotta save that one,
Make my
Double
skin
J. We'll never
crawl.
get that one back.
I hit the
Okay,
button.
Yeah.
Hey, did you start it today?
Absolutely, I didn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You asked me, did I press record? Is that what you asked me? Absolutely not.
And the next, listen, between now and the next year, the next Spider-Man, I'm gonna have Miles go back to each show and press it for you.
Yeah, okay.
He
Anyway.
jump in this dimension and go save his dad.
All right, I won't hold your breath.
There's an AI editor out there.
Oh, here we go. Chat GPT.
No, for real. Chat GPT, all that
That's
stuff.
just one of them. But there's an AI editor out there now. They did it with a movie recently that won a few Emmys, but also was one of the most affordable because the editing time was cut by, I think, 60-70%.
Whoa.
So right away, if you haven't familiarized yourself with a lot of this stuff, it's a matter of fact, here's, just throwing it out there. What I plan on doing, I had written a children's book, but I couldn't find an illustrator and I didn't know how to publish it. And now I'm going to have both done due to this.
Oh, so I'm about to write a book.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
They
do homework for college kids. They do everything. Them things, autobiographies, anything you want.
Hey,
no, I presented.
They do lie. But go ahead, Double J.
Yeah, hold on, no, Double J, because I'm glad you said that, Gully, because at the end of the day, to me, that ain't no more, no less than driver assist.
Well, yeah.
You can never replace reflex. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Because if the machine break and you happen to be veering into that left lane, I need to be able to look. I don't want nothing looking in my side view mirror but me. You know what I'm saying? You taking the reflex out of the driver's hands, man. You leaving it all up to the machine. I don't trust that. Not in totality. That's dangerous, TJ. Because what Ice Cube say about the whole deal? He said something about that's demonic and the devil's work and the whole nine.
I don't know. I don't believe in the devil, so
okay. I'm just saying, whether you believe in him or not. To Ice Cube's point, Ice Cube was like, "Hey, watch what you're doing when you with this thing."
Hey,
how about that?
I just got through watching Ant-Man and Quantum Mania, and it was some stuff in there like that, man. So, with my kids, just relax.
Yeah, that movie was garbage. That movie was garbage.
Hey, but look.
Yeah, it was garbage.
But look.
Spider-Man is a top five all-time movie. Yeah. Okay.
For what? For Marvel or
period?
What's the name of that Spider-Man? Because I gotta write this down.
Beyond the Spider-Verse, the new one.
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Is it on Disney Plus yet?
No. Hey, the way it's looking, it's gonna be a little bit.
Hey, but Gully, let me say this to you. I got a Fire Stick, and yesterday, and it's on there.
All right, so listen.
But did you watch it yesterday on there?
Yeah.
Then we need to talk.
Hold on, we don't.
Yeah, there's all those apps in there if you got the right ones.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Hold on, wait. I'm not.
Don't tell him nothing, Double J. Don't tell him.
No.
Let me be late to the party.
I need to back this up here.
Right? I
need to back this up real quick. So you didn't watch it yesterday, right? You did not, because you didn't watch it yesterday.
I think I seen it, Gully. No, I think I seen it. Is this all the Spider-Man from other movies was in it?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying that on the program.
What you mean?
They had the other Peter Parkers, bruh.
I don't know. Listen. He said he mentioned the Fire Stick, and I don't think he watched it yesterday.
Okay, well, it ain't but so much I'm gonna say about the whole deal, but I know what I'm talking about because I'll give you a scene, just a scene from.
No, you won't.
No, I'm gonna.
No,
Yes,
you
I will.
won't. No,
Yes,
you
I will.
won't.
I'm about
Hey,
to tell you.
Double
I'm about
J,
to tell
listen. Can you please tell him why he won't give me a scene?
No, he can't. Double J can't tell you nothing.
Can you tell him, Double J? Can you please tell him?
He wearing a hat with
right now. Why he won't give me a scene? Because I didn't watch it. Because I know you ain't watching on no Fire Stick.
No, he did.
I did.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't.
Yes, I did.
Not while we're recording this program. You say you watch this.
Right.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah, he ain't watching.
I did.
Illegal.
No, it ain't.
Illegal activity.
It's been fun, but we gotta run. Check us out on it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, man, ain't nobody watch
In
that
25
garbage,
to
man.
30 years.
Yeah, ain't nobody watching that, man. Spider-Man in the verse. Spider-Man is not a top 5 all-time movie.
Let me see, man. I think I seen that one, bro. That's the one where they had all the other Peter Parkers on there.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
that's definitely not top. That it's not even memorable.
Oh, it's not. Ho. You saying it's not rememberable?
Whatever, however you say it wasn't memorable for me.
Okay, I got you. All right. Anyway, can we get back to some of this hoop talk right here? Yeah, I appreciate y'all. But anyway, what are we making here? Again, a Bradley Beal going to the Suns and CP3 going to the Warriors. Because the Warriors, hey, listen, that Draymond punch Jordan Poole, bruh.
I told you that they should have. They're a victim of their own demise at this point.
Who? The
Warriors, because technically they had the ability to really move on actually from Steph and Clay, and they chose not to. Now no. You didn't see enough. I didn't see enough of Jordan Poole that you move on from. Well, no, he struggled in the playoffs, but that's under that system where he has to play within them, and I just felt like you had someone that had shown really throughout the regular season he was able to kind of have, you could pass the torch. It wouldn't have solved all their problems, but at the same time, you could have moved on from Draymond, obviously being an unrestricted free agent.
Draymond won $100 million.
Yeah, and they were talking about him coming to the Pistons.
Except for the Golden State Warriors.
I would be sick.
They're not gonna even give him no $100 million, man. He's too long in the tooth, bro. They're not about to give him no $100 million. But I get it. If you in negotiations, you aim high. You know what I'm saying? If I'm selling a car, and I know it's really only worth $5. I'm saying I want $7,500. You know what I'm trying to say? That type of deal. You know what I mean?
You never know what's they value for Draymond. I think they value him over $100 million, and they probably be cool with giving him $100. I'm just being honest. In this market, that's not high at all.
No, take a look around at what we're seeing. Jared Allen getting $100 million. So to TJ's point,
but they're not using Jared Allen right.
Okay, we not making excuses. They using Draymond right.
Draymond, to your point, like you've been saying, so age ain't a factor in his case, huh?
Correct.
How old is Draymond? 33.
They got 4 NBA titles with him, plus two finals appearances in addition to that.
Did Draymond Green look like the same player this year that he did in years previous?
He looked like how he looked last year.
Okay, so in other words,
and that looked bad. That they won a championship with that Draymond. So
okay, all right. So every year you get older. See, this is what I'm trying to say. Age is a factor regardless. You cannot do the same stuff at 50 physically that you was doing at 25, so to speak. Now you might be in better shape than some 50-year-olds and whatnot, but come on now.
Okay, so
do you see the Warriors winning another title with Draymond Green as their roster is currently constructed? Do you see them? Because I don't see you beating the Nuggets.
You don't see nobody beating the Nuggets, though, do you?
Okay, so
all right, so make that
when
announcement.
You spending money, are you spending money with a championship in mind again, or what you spend, or you just want to give a guy $100 million?
What do you think they should spend that $100 million on?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm not a GM. I don't pretend
Well,
to be
you
one.
speaking as a GM right now. Talking about
No, I'm speaking as a guy who spends money.
I'm just saying.
What you gonna spend your money on?
Hang on, TJ. How do you build a championship roster today?
Today, first of all, you gotta have a good core. We know that, right?
And how do you get that core?
At least you need
Farm
one
to
superstar.
table.
You need one superstar. You could win with a all-star behind him. I don't think you're gonna win with a team with no all-stars or caliber of all-stars behind him. But if you get two all-star caliber players and then good role players, you can win a championship in this climate.
So this is why, because again, we looked at that chart with the teams over the salary cap. And to your point, if we were to go down that list, we would probably be able to draw the similar conclusions to what you said about either a combination of one or two superstars and then some all-star caliber players. What we found now up to this point is that we could probably in one hand pick the quote-unquote contenders that fit said criteria.
Here come the thug of my household.
Man, you better not be talking about them kids. Let me see. You better not be talking about my man. No. Oh, my dude. Well, shout out to my. Oh, man, you dead wrong for that, man.
Leave it alone.
Shout out to my dude, man. Yeah, go tear it up. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, give the belt. There you go. Give it. Yeah. Don't call my man. Oh, man, you dead wrong for that. Go ahead, WJ.
So where I'm going with this is based on what you're saying, host of ours, and what he's saying. The Pistons could be contenders in this upcoming year, based on
I don't see why not.
Table.
And so you're basing this off Cade's development.
Cade, Jaden, Jalen.
Who y'all just dropped this year?
Didn't y'all just get Sasser?
And
you got one of the Thompson twins. Yeah, the other brother.
Yeah, and Sasser.
Oh,
so,
yeah, y'all in good shape.
Yeah,
you have Wiseman and Bagley.
And y'all coach? Who is y'all coach? Y'all just got a new coach.
Monty Williams.
Y'all got a good development coach.
Yeah.
And he finally, and Monty finally got his real money he's supposed to have gotten.
Yeah, from day one.
If they become a lottery team again.
How? Would that even how?
That's what I'm asking. If
you can.
Where would you set the bar for this year? Because you're talking about guys like
the Pistons.
The Isaiah Stewart is in year 4 or 5. Same with Killian Hayes. Obviously, Wiseman is in year 4 or 5. Bagley's in year 5 or 6. Obviously, Bogdanovich is the exception. Then you have Ivy in year 2, Cade in year 3, Dern in year 2. Where
they definitely should make the playoffs.
Because if you look at the depth, right?
You and I'm not talking about the play-in. I'm talking about the playoffs.
Compared them to Milwaukee, as an example, obviously Giannis is Giannis, but right now there's question marks with Middleton, who opted out.
Hold on, we got a comment from here saying some guy, God is love. Team TJ. TJ is the GOAT. Guess who's watching? Who's watching, TJ? Shout out whoever.
Wow.
I don't know, but I appreciate the love.
Oh,
no,
my
boy.
God.
I do not know who that is. I'm right here. My
Okay.
phone is right here in this chart. I mean, it's updating and everything, so it's not me.
Okay, yeah. Because you know
it's a receipt there on the floor. It's a receipt.
Exactly.
Payment too. You got to see it right there. You got to get those receipts up.
And whoever it is, please tell us who you are. If we know you, we appreciate the love. If we don't, we still appreciate the love.
Oh my gosh. Oh, seriously? I'm about to show y'all who it is. Seriously, Miss Wanda? Miss Wakanda? Oh, shout out to Miss Wanda. Hold on. Yeah, I get it up there. Miss Wanda. Oh my gosh. She did that. Come on, TJ is a GOAT. She did that.
Yeah, Wanda.
You was there wrong for that. Yeah. She weighed in again, Miss Oliver. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Really, Miss Oliver?
Hey man, get your own fans.
Don't come on. Oh, Lord.
Get your own fans, Barbershop.
Yeah, he's lightweight sour on this one. I can't believe
No. Because she came over here talking about TJ is the GOAT or whatever. Don't get him started. Yeah, don't get him started. Yeah, I'll show it again here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's unbelievable. Shout out to Miss Oliver. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, shout out to Miss Oliver weighing in. She's one of the fans of the show for sure.
So yeah, y'all got some good young pieces over there, Double J.
Yeah, y'all do.
He probably gonna beat up on y'all for another 3 years, but y'all cool.
Miami.
Who is we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We. That
TJ, who is we? Which one is we now? The Lakers?
Cavs, the Lakers.
Oh, so everybody in the league?
I got one East Coast team, one West Coast team. All right.
Okay, yeah, that ain't what you
relax.
said 10 minutes ago.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
I ain't trying.
Oh boy. Hey, so like 4 years ago,
Miss Oliver weighing in again. She said, "I love your baby, TJ." Oh,
thank you,
Oliver.
Thank you, Wanda. I love you too.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Miss Oliver, please don't do that. You're giving this guy the big head. He already got a big head.
He ain't gonna be able to fit up them steps.
You know what I'm saying? Look, the baby gonna be I see the baby going to get TJ's helmet. He's gonna get his helmet. That's what he's going to get back there.
So hold on, Gully, what you about to ask?
I forgot. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Miss Oliver. Yeah, we getting ready to wrap things up because I got to get ready. I got moves and stuff I need to make. You know, as always, I appreciate y'all for weighing in.
Yeah,
I'm glad
Grandpa got to take his medicine.
And you just keep on living. That's what you do. You know, so Grandpa got to take his medicine like you ain't close to 79. Man, look at you pulling. Look, you see him pulling on his beard. Yeah, he's looking, checking to see. Yeah. Look, GOAT. More like just for men. Last but not least.
No, that's me over here, bro. I'm in the it's retwist time this week, and I got a lot of these joints here. They come down the middle right here. I look like a superhero. Got my great come here.
Why?
Yeah, brother, you're making me not want to get twisted.
Yeah,
no, this is the part of the process.
Because y'all got me twisted. Y'all
I know they keep Gully, they keep trying to beg me to get twisted. I'm like, nah, that's the ugly process. I'm cool. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait.
Listen, y'all got me twisted. If y'all think we're gonna sit up here and have hair show talk, this ain't beauty shop.
This is the barbershop.
This is the barbershop
report, right?
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be barbershop. But y'all be talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He just ain't got no hair, so he don't want to talk about
right.
Hair.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah. See that? Okay. Hey, legit, they capping. They capping up there. They legit capping. Look at them.
I don't know.
They legit capping.
Y'all cracking funnies now. Yeah. Anywho, what about Kristaps Porzingis going to the Celtics? You know, it's a lot of folks are swearing down.
Oh, that's a great move. That is a great move.
Okay, hold on.
Let me tell you why.
Hold on.
2 words.
We're gonna let you explain. Then we're gonna get out of here. Everybody gonna get a chance around the room. Go ahead, TJ.
Al Horford. That's it.
Okay. That ain't no explanation.
Oh, he's trash, and you just upgraded to Porzingis, bro.
You lost him as the player of the year who was also generating offense when those guys stalled. What are you talking about?
You said, hold on, what? Excuse me? Hold on. What did he say?
You lost to DPOY, who was an offensive weapon when needed, when Tatum and Brown stalled. Horford did none of that.
All right, we talking about Porzingis, though. We're not talking about Smart, because Smart, he really was a non-factor in the playoffs.
No, don't not be his buddy now, Double J. You did the same thing. You had the same reaction me and Gully did.
Hold on. Before I even say anything else, y'all just said DPOY, bro. He shouldn't even got that, bro.
Because
he doesn't stop anybody. Why do you get that? How did he get that award?
Okay, well, who won it last year and the year before he won it? Who they stopped too?
Giannis
who did Giannis stop?
Man, Giannis got a championship when he did it. So
no. Who did Giannis stop?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, don't answer the question. Giannis got a championship. I said, who did he stop?
Okay, let me explain. He stopped Kevin Durant, Toronto, everybody in the East, and then he stopped whoever he played in the finals. That's when we stopped.
Really?
So his defense didn't play a factor in none of them games.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that his defense. Marcus Smart's defense didn't play a factor in no games.
It didn't look like it for me.
Okay, that's because you got
Let me
eyes
tell
wide
you why.
shut.
Let me tell you why. Who just came out of the East?
Miami.
Marcus Smart. You couldn't stop Jimmy Butler?
Man, Jimmy Butler was a problem. Oh man, stop it. Here we go, man. Here we go, man. Here we go, man.
Let me see. This is why I say what I say. This is why I say what I say.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
When Ben Wallace, hold on, because when Ben Wallace was a DPOY, he stopped Shaquille O'Neal in a dynasty. Like he put that on his back. I'm gonna play defense on Shaq, and we gonna beat the Lakers 4-1.
Okay, so in that case, with all due respect to Giannis, but based on with your logic that you're using, who did Giannis stop last year? Who did Milwaukee beat to get to the finals this year?
You talking about this year? He got
this
hurt.
year.
His back was toe up in the playoff.
Oh man, stop it.
Double J, you tell him, man, he got hurt, bro. His back was
I seen when he fell. I saw that.
He was out 2 games.
Okay, who did he stop on the way to the finals?
Okay, man.
All right, yeah, I got you. Yeah,
we all know that Miami not beating them if he healthy. It's just not even gonna happen.
Okay, all right, got you. All right, okay.
Anyway.
Double J, you want to weigh in on that too? You
Right,
think Kristaps Porzingis is the answer for the Celtics?
Bring it, Marcus Smart.
No, but he fits what they're trying to do, and he adds a little bit more size.
Throw it away.
So it was a necessary move based on how Boston was losing.
Exactly. Okay, I got you. So it makes sense, but that don't mean it's gonna make the difference. Okay, Gully, what say you?
Why not Jaylen Brown?
Why not Jaylen Brown?
Listen. Hey, I don't think that's off the table. I really don't.
I would have moved Jaylen if I would have moved Jaylen Brown for Porzingis.
No, that's crazy. You wild.
No.
Whoa.
Why?
No.
You don't think Jaylen Brown is worse than Marcus Smart?
No. Ain't nobody saying that.
No, we're talking about in terms of what. To your point of what Porzingis could do for Boston, I would say overall, I'm saying in terms of the efficacy of the move, it made more sense to move Jaylen Brown.
No, absolutely. Listen,
keep Smart with Porzingis and add that to Boston with Tatum.
Listen,
come on.
Listen, for me, I think Porzingis is getting far more adulation than he deserves. If you look at his numbers, his numbers say, okay, yeah. But if you look at how he play, you don't know what he like Tobias Harris. You don't know what, man, that dude is. Porzingis is not
Hey, I got a question though.
Okay, hold up.
Would they try to say we had to give up for Tobias Harris? Sorry, sir.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they talking about the Cavs and Sixers and talk to give Tobias Harris for put the baby on the mic. I'm with him.
And a first round pick.
Yeah, they gotta make up what they lost by giving that away for Jimmy Butler.
Well, they
trying to undo Jimmy Butler.
It's no undoing
That's their fault.
Yeah, they gotta undo that.
If you want to undo that, you gotta go shop him to Miami then, because
I don't trust none of they part of the process. None, absolutely.
They can go ahead on. We are not desperate, and I don't want Tobias Harris
at all.
I don't want him.
That's what I'm trying to say. People talking about Porzingis, like, okay, I get you right. Okay, the size, did that Al Horford getting a little old down in the tooth? Okay, I get all of that. But to me,
done for 3 years.
Yeah, okay, but that adding Porzingis, that don't make Boston no threat out the East to me.
Why not?
Nah,
that's
disrespectful. If you base it off of how they play,
they always.
I'm basing it off how Porzingis play. You don't know what dude gonna show up that day. Man, he is consistently inconsistent.
Even if he don't show up, you still got Tatum and Brown, and that's enough to get you some wins in the playoffs. So
okay, all right, that's enough to get you some wins in the playoffs. Yeah, well, it's been a good one. I appreciate y'all for weighing in on all the stuff y'all weighed in on. But lastly, before we get on out of here, I will leave you with a quote. Somebody asked me to bring back a quote that we said in previous P-programs, and I will do that. But before I do that, I'm letting y'all know right now.
This has been
okay. Well, I don't
brought to
care.
you by Call of Duty.
Okay, I don't care who you play, but I'm gonna say this: the Cavs bet not get rid of Mobley, Allen, and a first-round pick for no Tobias Harris. They better not do that. Yeah. And on that note, I'll leave you with this quote: I once cried because I had no shoes
TJ.
until I saw a man who had no
Send me
feet.
in a message. Send me your
Hold on, wait.
Oh my gosh!
Come
Can
on,
we not end the show?
Both of these screens. We gonna handle that. Go ahead, bring that quote back.
Yeah, bring that quote back. Anywho,
My bad, Grandpa.
don't worry about it, Sheevis. I once cried because I had no shoes until I saw a man who had no feet. Really? Stop showing saggy man. Oh my God. What is you doing, man? Don't put my boy on blast like that, man. Come on now. Can I do what I do? Man, this is unbelievable. I once cried because I had no shoes until I saw a man who had no feet. The moral of the story is be grateful for what you do have and not ungrateful for what you don't. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out every Sunday here at 1 or 12 on 12 on the PM side. Am I saying that right? I have no idea. Yeah, because this 12 o'clock thing is really still getting me. Right here on the Yard, y'all can check us out. Or y'all can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Golden Graham, the shop's fan page, and of course, YouTube. And make sure when you're on the tube, bottom right, or your bottom left, I don't know, hit that little button right there. Ting-a-ling, that subscribe button. We'd be much obliged. And if that don't work, y'all can Google it. For my man's Be Rich, Double J, TJ, D Gully, and all those who follow us, support us, and I'm Barbershop Jay. Y'all want to know what's really going on? And come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Did I say that loud? Hey, is that who's that in the shop? What's up, man? Shout out to my man Aiden. What's up, man? He's making a grand appearance, man. You should have had, you know what, Double J? Yeah, you get a pink slip. We're gonna put Aiden in that chair next week, and from here on out, yeah.
Oh,
I like how he rolled in the picture. You see how he rolled up? He's like, yeah, y'all don't know what you do until I get on here and do it for you. What?
I know we about to leave, but we forgot totally all about this. Two
What?
first-round picks.
What? What first? What?
Two first-round picks.
2 first-round picks.
It wasn't Porzingis. It was 2 first-round picks from Washington.
Okay, all right. See, that's not how you're supposed to end a show. You can't just be dropping stuff and then cue the Jetty music. This is unbelievable. We were supposed to have been out here. To be continued. All right, shout out to my man Aiden. Finally got a chance to see my man Aiden. What it do, baby? Yeah. Aiden. Anyway, and the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla, TJ, pull your pants up. I'm out.